Welcome, everyone, to Season 12, Episode 10 of the
What's up?
What's up? What's up? How's everyone doing tonight?
Excellent.
Excellent. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I was just looking at my scar.
Ooh. From getting your appendix cut out, getting organs cut out of your body.
So bad. The itches on the inside and the outside. I just
Ooh.
want to tear it open.
Inside itches. It's always weird when you get feeling from the inside. I mean, I know like gut hurt, but it's not when it's not painful. But like,
no, it's just I just want to claw
Like
at
annoying gnawing.
it.
Yeah. Like I had I mean, this is gonna get kind of weird, but talk about food. Like I ate live octopus one time, and it grips the whole way down, and you feel it. Like it's
that's crazy.
It's creepy. It's weird.
Ugh. Well, it's like when you if you pop a cicada in, if you don't chew fast enough, like their legs are really grippy, and then it grips your tongue, and then you're trying to get it over to your teeth, but it's trying not to get in between your teeth.
Yeah.
So you got to be quick about how you chomp them.
Those are those moments that remind you that Virginia is just as much country as it is city. Pop a cicada in, like,
yeah, you got to chew fast.
Yeah, I mean, things we do in the South.
Yeah, I never popped a cicada.
We got bored as kids.
Eat crawfish. Eat crawfish. Suck the brains out. You know, that's not a Southern delicacy.
Yeah.
Pop
a cicada in. Oh, I'm still alive. Oh.
I remember one time in high school, we got Ian to eat like squid, like raw squid fish bait for like $20.
Oh,
like, give me $20, I'll do it. I'm like, it's like, dude, this tastes disgusting.
It was horrible. It was the most rancid thing I ever put in my mouth. And you should see some of my previous girlfriends, so that's saying something.
And you should have seen some of our live streams where Ian's drinking out of random.
Drinking out of boots and the dog bowl. Oh, I forgot about the dog bowl that you didn't even wash. It still had that slime that dogs put on. Ew.
There you go, DK Moon. Love crawfish. Definitely suck the heads. Oh yeah, you gotta suck the brains out.
Yeah, man, makes you smarter.
Yeah. Oysters. Love some oysters. Yeah, oysters on a half shell. That's Get some little hot sauce on there. We just call them horse boogers.
Gross.
Another one of those things. The first person to do it was very brave.
Yeah.
Or very desperate.
You gotta think about like a lot of foods like that, like where someone like who came up with the first one to get the idea to do it. Like,
you know what? I'm gonna cook this or I'm gonna eat that.
Yeah,
like
someone was really hungry.
Someone was really.
And we just lost 2 viewers with that comment.
Yeah. Like you think about the first person who ever tried to drink cow's milk, like.
That almost seems more natural though. Like babies drink milk. That cow got some milk.
There's only one udder, but after that,
let's give it. Oh no! This one's only got one teat, and takes forever to milk it. Very stubborn.
Do you remember that TV show on Nickelodeon, Rocko's Modern Life?
Yeah.
Yes. Unfortunately,
there was an episode where they went to like a cow milking factory or whatever, and Heifer, the boy cow, got hooked up to the machine accidentally. And has a whole thing where like obviously adults would get it, but kids would be like, they're milking the boy cow. Like it's
right.
The things we used to watch on Nickelodeon.
Yeah. Ren and Stimpy. How was that a kid show? I don't know.
Never allowed to watch either.
It wasn't a kid show. Yeah. That's what it was. It wasn't a kid show.
My grandma was on top of that stuff. She was like, nope, cut it off in this house.
It's log. It's better than bad. It's good. Ren and Stimpy was great. What's the other show we used to watch? Syphil and Ollie. But that was
Syphil and Ollie. Animaniacs was borderline not for kids either. There were some adult things in there.
There was, yeah. Syphil and Ollie. We used to watch that in high school.
Well, let's be honest. The innuendo and the references in traditional Looney Tunes.
Oh yeah.
You definitely didn't get as a kid, but as an adult looking back at it, you're like, oh.
I mean,
that's awkward.
90s and 80s commercials were, I mean.
Finger blasting is the best.
Yeah.
The way she circled that room.
Oh man.
Sex sells.
Yep.
Sure.
I don't know. I've had the feet pics posted for a while, and I've only gotten paid $5, and they asked me to take them down.
Oh.
Bing. Alan is ready tonight.
I'm on point.
He's had time today.
Yeah, I've had it's been fun. I got no real announcements. Next Tuesday we will not be recording. That's an announcement, unless someone else wants to host. So maybe we will be recording. No, I want to nope, because I want to do these chapters. Nope.
Yeah, let's not record too because the other Alan may be having his baby that night, and so.
Well, I will be in a different city. So
ooh, where are you gonna be?
I will be
City of Compton,
Charlotte, North Carolina.
What? Okay, well, we might have other plans.
We have other plans. Yeah, I might think of Uber somewhere. I'll be in Fort Mill, so just down the road.
Oh, you'll be right down the street. You live in Matthews.
Work trip?
Yeah, work trip.
Okay.
Going out for work.
Oh man.
Yeah. So we fly into Charlotte. They're flying because we're bougie like that, I guess. Like
that's a hop. That you don't even go all the way up. You go. Woo,
no, you don't even go all the way up. It's like I don't even need to put the gear up. Like I think they literally just like take
the
off
seatbelt light stays on the whole time. You're up and down.
Never thought about the flight from Virginia to Charlotte. It really can't be that long.
It's a short flight, but yeah, we're going.
Those ones you want aisle though, window seat in there. You're kind of tilted.
Yeah,
you're gonna be on a small hopper.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're flying Tuesday morning and then we leave Wednesday night. So I'm only there for one night.
Yeah.
So literally just in and out.
Do a drive-by. Hi, hug, bye.
The city that I'm banned from, I'm going to make a return, but it's fine. Did I tell that story? Like I banned from Charlotte? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
It happens. Yeah. But I don't think anybody remembers, so I think I'm good now. Statutes of limitations have passed. It's old news. That was years and years ago. Younger Alan, yeah.
We're gonna have Alan.
You got a choice: go to jail right now, or you're banned from the city. I'll take the ban. I ain't coming back here. That's what the cop told me.
Little did he know.
Fast forward 15 years later, I'm back, bitches.
You should have my title for the night, The Exiled.
The Exiled. That's a good segue. Yeah, let's go talk about some Wheel of Time. All right. So, chapter 23, A Warp in the Air.
We can definitely have dinner, though. I'm just say that out loud. If you decide that you get desperate.
Oh, we already have dinner plans. We have reservations. But after dinner, I might be able to sneak out or something like that. Just say hi. But I mean, it would be really short because I have to go to bed because we have to be up super early.
Don't worry about it. We'll get you on a real trip.
Yeah.
We do need to plan one of those.
Yeah, we do. So, chapter 23. Cat Swain. Yeah, Cat Swain's investigating what happened in Cimarrog's cell.
Is she though? She's like, Althor was in another fight. Like that was literally her first thought. That Althor boy just can't stay out of trouble.
Well, remember, it happens later in the chapter, but she hasn't had her adjustment yet. She hasn't met the new Rand.
The new Rand.
No. Let's just say this first, too, because we skipped right over it, but I'm going to go back to it and say that most recent episode, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
I know that our podcast is not about the TV show, but that is one where a live reaction probably would have been called for.
Yeah.
And I'll just say my boy dies. Like I won't say who because some people may not have watched it. Oh, my heart.
Well, maybe.
No.
Asterisk.
Did you not watch the after show?
I know.
Yeah. Look, Chris, do you know now why when I messaged you all? So I didn't want to spoil it in case you didn't watch it. But once I watched it, I was like, I wish I knew and I'd have gone there and watched it with you. I would have loved to watch that episode with you.
There was one man that like died, and I was so happy to see that happen.
Right.
Another man that should have died, and they kept him alive because he's clearly going to play a bigger role, and we haven't even
Yep.
played a role yet in the books. But then
Yep.
another character that I'm like, you bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially, even though it's not exactly like the books, we still know there's more depth to some of the things that were going on there. The women's circle, like, is the last line, defending and fighting. Man, there were so many. It was rushed, but there were so many moments of like that quick decision and self-sacrifice, and people just. I don't know if it was emotional for you. Like, I was excited, but also there were a few things that happened that I was like, oh God, that check. Yeah.
Sure.
It was awesome. I think right now, I'll let it settle in a little bit, but right now that's my favorite episode of all the seasons out and all the episodes.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of controversy, but I agree.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. So Catswin's not in the show yet, so we don't have. They don't have any of that.
Clearly, she don't need to be in there after this chapter. She's done for.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, go. You can anyway.
Well, yeah. So Catswain's like Rand again. So Catswain and the wise ones, they head over to Rand's rooms.
Well, at least we got a little bit of her initial assessment. Other than she still thinks she's kind of the ringleader in charge of stuff. And for good enough reason, but where was I going? My brain, holy cow, my brain just went blank.
The eyes of everyone, she is still in charge at this current moment, but and she's thoroughly frustrated because she's like, how did a Forsworn, how did another Forsaken get into camp? Like, what am I missing?
And the channeling happened, but the Ashman didn't notice it. The Aes Sedai didn't notice it.
Nobody noticed it.
Right.
She's not putting two and two together about that.
Right.
Is she aware? She's aware of the true power, though, right? This isn't like a secret.
The true powers,
But that's the thing. Like, when what's her name actually stepped in, she wasn't using the true power. She used the IDOM. That's what she wasn't really aware of.
Yeah. So even that wasn't noticed.
Right.
Interesting. And then, am I wrong? Like, the Aes Sedai that were on the ground outside of Semirog's cell that we thought were dead, apparently they're not dead.
Two of them were alive. One was killed. Daigen was killed.
And Daigen didn't have warders? Is that what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The other ones, yeah.
And they left the other ones alive because the warders would have known.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
But then there was the question of, well, they still should have felt some sort of distress or something from it. So, like, there was just a comment of, we'll have to interrogate the warders later to figure out what that was about.
Right.
So we didn't really figure that out.
But they don't know how those Aes Sedai were knocked out either.
Right. Yeah. When she asked about work route, and there's no evidence of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, she's doing what she ought to be doing at this point.
Yeah. So she goes down to get it straight from the horse's mouth, goes down to talk to Rand. So she storms into Rand's rooms, finds pretty much all the Aes Sedai in camp. Yeah, they're already kind of there, right? That are inquested. Yeah, they're all there.
All the maidens are there, like running around, like, what was it, like wasps?
Wise ones, maidens. Yeah. She said ants.
Ants. Yeah.
Just scattered everywhere.
She comes in just like HBIC, like demanding to know what happened. And Rand just kind of looks up calmly. It's like, I dealt with it. Don't worry. Well,
she also noticed she saw the marks on her throat.
Yeah.
Saw that they were bruising. So she's trying to put one and one together, but it's really not making a lot of sense.
Yeah. He's like, the danger's been dealt with. It's none of your concern. And then she pushes a little further, and that's when Rand walks over to, like, I guess it's on the bed, right, where he has a blanket. He pushes the blanket aside. He's like, "You want to tell me about these? I gave them to you to take care of them."
Yep.
Well, even before that, though, so before we get there, she noticed like a strange serenity about him.
Yes.
Like, he was absolutely calm. His voice was cold, collective.
Right.
He was speaking very direct.
Very direct.
There weren't questions in what he was saying. It was his statements were very absolute.
He even looked at Nishima and was just like, "I have a weave. I will show you once. You will learn it. You will use it."
Yep. And Catswain hisses at this. She's like, "You will not use that weave again." He's like, "Woman."
No, so the best part is, so his reasoning he gives, which he didn't really have to at this point, but it was more for his Ashaman than anything else. This is the only way to defeat Forsaken, so that they're gone, and they can't be reborn.
Yeah.
And then she made some comment like, but it's forbidden. And he thinks, and then he goes, yeah, and I've just made it not forbidden.
Yeah.
And so now it's not, because I say so.
Yeah.
Because I am the Dragon Reborn.
He didn't even, I mean, that was implied, but that's what I'm saying about him being very matter of fact with his statements. And she understood that when he said that, he didn't need to explain the rest. This is like the moment of Neo realizing that the way he's been trying to fight the agents, the way he's been engaged in the Matrix, like he was fighting it the wrong way. It's when he gets it and he just stops the bullets and just goes, no. And, that's what this felt like.
Yeah. Well, there was that moment of, boy, you don't know what you're toying with. And he's like, boy, I've lived for thousands of years. I've seen this used for thousands of deaths.
Yeah. You don't know what you're talking about.
Clicking. He's like, if I am a babe, then what are you? When I've lived and seen thousands of years, and it all starts clicking for her. She's like, when did he get this far gone?
Yeah.
Well, then why is he so calm and calculated, and like all the confusion sets in for her because she's like, this doesn't make sense, but it also makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he's like, tell me about the box that you had. The thing.
No. Look what we found in your room.
Yeah.
You were in my room? Yeah. I was worried about you, so we checked it out.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, I thought you were dead. We came to check on you, and we found this box wide open, and these were what was used on me. And she's like, oh, she's like, but there's only the two cuffs. There's nothing for the neck. He didn't go and explain that. It was just like,
well, because he had already made up his mind what the conclusion here is.
Right.
He basically tells her, no, go ahead.
I say she starts pleading or whatever, saying that she put words on it. But
he just, as she was trying to say something, it was basically your services are no longer required here, and you have this much time to gather your things and go, and you're never allowed in my presence again.
And if I see you again, I'll kill you myself.
And she's like,
and she laughs so much, like, you don't kill women. And it's like, I used to.
Yeah, I used to not. You should know that policy has changed as of right now.
Right now.
He's like, do you doubt that I could use the pattern and will the pattern and shape it around you and choke you?
And your heart would stop right now because I willed it.
I will choke you from the inside.
Right.
It's just like, that's not how severe it works. And she's like, it starts thinking about it, it's like, is it? Is it like
right? Let's hit that one more time, because this is part of that next level Rand. This is part of that Neo moment. Yeah. This is part of the change I was talking about. Like you can't think about old Rand when you're talking about this character. It's a whole new dude. He was like, Catswain, follow me for a moment. Is there any doubt in your mind that without the power, without the sword, without me physically doing anything to you, that just because I want it to happen, do you doubt at all that I can't just make the pattern swirl around you and choke you out by some random happenstance? Your heart just stops. Do you doubt that? And she was like, I think you could do that. Yeah. He's like, all right, so pack your shit and get out.
Now this is where
says we've updated our terms of service.
Yeah, you should have read it before you clicked accept.
This is where I don't agree with his decision making. I think he could have handled that a little bit better. I think I would have maybe put her on house arrest. Like, you cannot come in my presence until I call you. And it will not be to order me, but to answer me. Because she's still useful. Even though he has, I guess to his benefit, he's got thousands of years of knowledge now, because it's like he's merged with Lou's like permanently, or absorbed all of Lou's information based on that statement he made. I feel that way, but I'm not sure that that's the truth. So he should have kept her around, I think.
What I see happening and feel happening is with all of this, is that his focus has now become so narrow. All these other things, like, as I go about this, I don't want to lose myself, and I don't want to hurt women, and I don't want to do that. All these other things he was trying to hold on to, gone. It is just with the sole purpose of finishing this. And in doing so, yes, I think he's losing something by tossing her to the wayside. But there's a secondary effect and tertiary effect. So secondary, with the people immediately around him right now, the message they just received is, you are either 100% with me and 100% cooperating with me, or I won't go so far as to say you're my enemy, but you will be dismissed just as well. And the tertiary is gonna be, people are gonna start talking. They'll be like, hey, yo, this dragon dude ain't fucking around. So you either get on board or get the fuck out. And I think that's where he's at. And he has no room for somebody that's going to tell him half truths or withhold information or say that they're going to do something and not do it, or he just done. You're with me to the end, or you can start walking.
How do I not have the unlimited power clip? Unlimited power.
Itty bitty living space.
I could have done
that would be the Luz Theron part. Luz chimes in. Living space.
And then she accepts that, and she's like, he's changed. And then she catches dark glow emanating from him.
Yeah.
She turns around and it's gone, but she's like, that's not right. That's wrong.
She's not out of the picture.
Not at all.
There's a Moraine-ness to her. Well, they're different characters. I think she's starting to realize, all right, the way I tried to influence him and try to be effective toward the outcome of the last battle and everything. All right. She's realizing now she's got to change gears and her strategy's got to be different. But I don't see her walking away going, well, fuck it, he'll figure it out, hopefully, and then just go on about her life. But no.
You said what I thought. She's making space for Moraine to come back into his life.
Of course, I'd love for that to happen.
That's the reason. I mean, we know Matt's gonna go rescue her. Come on, we don't doubt Matt. So
and now check this out.
I will go as far as saying two things: that Moraine is gonna kind of play the conduit for getting Cat Swain's information to Rand. And I will even go as far as saying that she's going to be influential in the final battle, like heavily. Probably as much as Rand is.
Yeah. Well, you mean Cat Swain?
No, well, Cat Swain by proxy of Moraine. Moraine will be the person. What she gathers from Cat Swain may be the way.
Okay. Yeah, I think Moraine coming back, it could have a Gandalf the White kind of vibe. Or
we're gonna get that too with a unicorn.
Right, like leveling up big time. But also, I can't imagine with her time where she is and probably the deals she's making or the gambles she's making or bet she's making with these folks and then eventually getting out, she's going to come back with a tremendous amount of knowledge and wisdom, if you will. I could see Moraine coming back and just because Rand's still going to see her the way she used to be and how she tried to manipulate him a little bit, even though there's some love there. And of course, this is new Rand.
No, I was going to say this is new Rand. I don't see that happening.
Right. But if he issues that ultimatum of like, hey, you're either with me or fucking step off, I could see Moraine just being like, I've seen it. I know what's coming. I know what has to happen. I'm 100% behind you.
Yeah, I've already
whatever you ask me, I'll do. Yeah, correct. I feel like she's going to be. I don't think she's going to fight anything about Rand moving forward. I don't know where I'm getting that from. That's just the. That's the oomph I'm getting.
Okay. Anything else from this chapter before we move on?
He's going to need all the good people he can get, and I'm hoping this next person will become a loyal Rand follower as well at some point.
Good luck.
Okay. Fun times. So you ready to move on to chapter? Is it 24? Yeah, 24. A new commitment. You have Ian's favorite character.
Oh, Alan? I mean, Gawyn?
Gawyn.
Alan Gawyn, same thing.
Gawyn,
interchangeable.
Yeah. So, Gawyn. He rides into the rebel camp,
On
like
his
he's
war
hot.
steed.
Like he's hot stuff. Just comes right into the outskirts. And sees an ice. What? Go ahead.
Let's not crap on Gawyn all the time just because we think we should. Let's only crap on the times where he has it coming.
Okay.
So let's give him a fair shot coming into this chapter.
Okay. So he rides in. On the outskirts, he does see an Aes Sedai working with the wash ladies, which she's like, huh, interesting. Takes
Well, that was closer to the center, but
yeah,
he definitely, he's made the decision that he's removing himself from the younglings. Like, he realizes that he can no longer be in command of them because what he's about to do is essentially treasonous in action. This whole time, I'm skipping ahead to go forward. He's been literally fighting Bryn this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's going to Bryn for help.
Yeah. So he goes up to, I guess, the wall of the palisade and meets a group of soldiers. He's like, yeah, I'm here to speak to the leaders. And they're like, who the hell are you? And he's like, listen, just go. I'm a lord. Just go fight it. And they're like, no.
Yeah, he's like,
well, they try to direct him to some underling of like, go talk to him first, and maybe we'll see. And
he's like,
I don't have
you
time
must
for
be
this
a
shit.
new reservist. Like, I forget the guy's name, but it's the guy that's really in charge of the gate to enter into Bryn's area. And he's like, no. You want to go see such and such down the road. He's the one for new recruits. And you brought your own sword, you brought your own horse. You'll make more money because of that. But I need you to leave. And understanding Gawyn like stinks. He's hungry. He's like smells like
he's on a mission that he feels very desperate to complete.
Yeah.
And it's a noble mission. Look, remember when he dipped out to go take care of this, we were nodding our head like, okay, I get it. Yep.
And like you were alluding to, he's like, I'm ready to do what I need to do. So he hops off the horse and he's like, all right, let's get some.
And he was reluctant. He didn't want to.
Yeah.
But felt he had to start some shit.
Yeah.
It was the fastest way to get to Gareth Bryn.
Yep.
And I hate to say it. He was right.
Correct.
Start some shit.
Yeah.
Bro, this is awesome. Awesome battle scene. It makes me feel like he deserves the hair mark blade more than Rand does.
Yeah. No, we know that Gawyn and Galad are both really, really formidable swordsmen. I mean, that's something that
no joke.
He's
like, he defeats 3 men in 10 heartbeats.
Yeah.
While all the way not trying to actually harm them. I think he had to cut a couple of them because there was no other way, and he felt really bad about it. Mm-hmm. But the rest were just kind of knocked out, roughed up.
He knocks out the main guy.
He took a stance that's meant to wound and to knock down for training purposes, not to kill.
Now, what really threw me is the first guy that he knocked out should have recognized just right offhand, okay, this guy is actually taking a legitimate stance. Like, he actually knows what he's doing. Now, mind you, the guy probably, like that was, I was like, why didn't he realize like this guy has some formal training?
Yeah.
Trust me, I don't pick it out perfectly, but I'm pretty good at sizing up the folks that have at least some basic knowledge of fighting. When people go to take their stance, there's people I look at and I'm like, well, they clearly have never been punched in the face. There's some people that take a stance and you're like, all right, we need to talk our way out of this. We're not, this ain't one to test. Yeah.
I could be doing like a drunken monkey type kung fu style, like where he's like doing the whole like wobbling, and the next thing you know, you get like an unorthodox jab, and it's completely throw him off the game. That is a whole martial arts skill to do the look like you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah,
possibly.
I don't think he's doing that though. I'm just trying to get.
I do to avoid fighting at all costs, and then if it comes to it, you're fighting for your life.
Yeah. What I always find interesting is that old man that you try to walk up on. He's like, boy, I'm going to let you know. You raise your hands at me, put yourself in an early grave. He's sitting there stroking his beard, doing everything he can not to put the dukes up, trying to give the young man an opportunity to scurry away. Those are the most interesting battles because the old man typically wins instantly.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah,
bug eyes. Those are the ones that really get me. Anyway.
So it does attract Gareth Bryn's attention. He comes out and he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" He's like, "I've been with you for years," and they have a brief argument, a little bit here and there. They talk about a few things. How about Randall Thor? And he's like, "I want to kill that guy." And Gareth's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because he killed my mom." And he's like, "Your mom deserved it."
Yeah.
There was like first Gareth was like, "Hold your tongue till I figure out what I'm going to do with you," and he's like, he must be pissed. Like he hasn't talked to me like this in a long, long time.
Yeah.
And then Garrett's like, "Explain what you're doing here." And he's like, "I know he's not talking to me like this. Like when my sister takes the throne, like I'm gonna be the first sword. Like he's supposed to do what I tell him to do. Like I can't believe this." Mind you, again, Garrett's tired. He's wore out. He's exhausted. He's not thinking straight. But he's quick to be like, "Nah, this ain't gonna work."
Well, he even says, he's like, "Your sister already took the throne. Why are you here? Go home."
Yeah. But Gawyn, the nature of how he's been doing these attacks and stuff, he's just been cut off from everybody. So, he had he even mentioned he thought he might run into Elaine, because Elaine was the Gawyn by coming this way. Like it was the next best thing.
Yeah, he's like, it's been a difficult year and I'm at my wit's end. And all I know is they have a Gawyn and I have to get her out.
But after he starts talking about a Gawyn, I think Gareth realizes right away. He's like, "Oh, I get it."
Yeah, what is a Gawyn to you? He's like, "I don't really know. I think she's, but we haven't really talked about, and we haven't had
Gareth's
the DTR."
like, "You said enough. I get it."
He's like, "Yeah,
I'm old. I've been around the block enough times."
He's like, "I figured you'd get it since your room has been taken such meticulous care of."
Yeah.
Garrett definitely noticed that somebody meticulous clearly has been taking care of his tent because everything was in its place and looking good. So hey, we know that our former mother, Miss Aes Sedai herself, can clean her room real well.
Yeah.
Also, Gareth Bryn, why is there an Aes Sedai working as a wash lady on the outskirts of camp?
He's like,
"What?
Uh-huh."
Yeah. Even before that conversation, though, Garrett's like, "You're gonna go rescue her. Well, how are you gonna get her out?" And Garrett and he's like, "Well, Gawyn's like, I'm gonna take her out." He's like, "But she doesn't want to be rescued. She's forbidden us from rescuing."
She ordered us not to.
He's like, "What? That doesn't make sense." He's like, "She's our Amerlin. We talk to her on a regular. Like, she says no, we can't go."
Yeah.
And he's like, "They're gonna murder her." He's like, "We know more than you know, and based on the way things are going, I think she's actually fine. Like, I think we're good." He said, "But I will let you talk to some of the Aes Sedai because if you can convince them, I got you covered. I'll go in there and get her because I would rather have her out on our side with us. But current moment,
go for it." Actually, he's like, "Yeah, if you can convince her, go for it." But she doesn't. She doesn't want to be saved. She's.
He said, why don't you do your duty? Go be the first prince. Like that's
go back to Camelin. That's what you're supposed to do.
Go home."
He realizes it's about a girl, so he's like, okay. They talk about Morghese and Rand and everything like that, and Gareth says, "I don't think Morghese is dead, but if she is, she needs to be. She was bad there at the end. It's like you don't know how bad it got." And Gabriel,
the mother you knew,
and he's
the exact opposite.
Like, "How dare you speak ill of my mom like that?" And he's like, "Look, I only speak the truth. I've only ever told you the truth."
Yeah. If anything, I'm preparing you for what you're going to find out when you go home. Anyways, I can't lie to you.
Right. So then they go to find this Aes Sedai at the outskirts of camp, or I guess not the outskirts, but not in the main part of camp. Then where the wash ladies are. And they finally find her. Go up and talk to her. She's trying to hide her face and everything like that. And you find out that she used to be Aes Sedai, but no longer is.
Allegedly.
Well, I mean, she said it under the oath, so unless she's a dark friend, she no longer counts herself as an Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
She believes it's true.
But
doesn't mean it's true.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with that. Because
why do you think she's there?
Because she's tired of the oppression.
Probably because she feels guilty and feels like she failed, so she's trying to atone somehow.
What, she thinks she's a spy? Nah, I don't put her as a spy.
So, do you think we've met this person before?
Well, I assume this was the chick that got reduced to accepted and then ran away.
It is.
Yeah.
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 Wait, missed that.
Yeah. Elida, one of Elida's things that she did is she reduced an Aes Sedai to accepted. And then, like, remember, Gawyn was talking to so-and-so about it, and the only reason, like, it was true is because she accepted the punishment.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It was
and then eventually ran off.
So I think it was in the Fires of Heaven prologue is when she might even be further back than that, but that's Elaine finds a note saying that she's been arrested and demoted to accepted, and then later they find out in Lord of Chaos that she ran away. So she's been like weaved throughout the story, like here and there.
Well, they tell her she's still Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Like, baby, you can't get reduced like that. What you talking about?
Yeah. So not lying, saying she used to be. Yeah. Her name was her name
Shomar?
is
Shamarin, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, but not Shiriam. It's Shimmer.
Yeah.
another Aes Sedai. Shimmer. We're gonna talk with a transatlantic accent. You see,
Shimmer.
But she did say there was a crack in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And we know one person that's looking for a way in. So
that's true. Yeah, the intel on how she got out. Will help him get in.
Yep. Yeah. So fun times. That's pretty much how we end this chapter. Is they say like we're gonna take you to the Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
Here and in the chapter. So.
Yeah, and then we come up on another plump Aes Sedai, or she's not as plump as she used to be, but
yeah. And if she believes she's no longer an Aes Sedai, she can lie now. ? Can she? I don't know. I mean, how does that work with the oaths?
Because she's more compelled by the oaths. I think they kind of hold steady.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are oaths bound by the power, not like once you take them, it doesn't matter.
But the oaths have to do with how you believe too. So it's not necessarily.
That's true. That's true.
So if you believe that you're not Aes Sedai, therefore maybe I don't know. That's a good question. That's a question that you'd have to ask Robert Jordan. You can't. So maybe
my nose is about to grow.
What did he say? Shut up and read.
Yeah. No, I think he didn't even say shut up and read. I think he says you need to get laid. I think is what he said one time.
Yeah. Okay. That part.
You need to get laid. Because I think someone was asking, like, I think that question that he said that on was someone was asking if you like made a gateway in front of you and behind you that opened up behind you, could you stab yourself in the back, or something like that? And he was like, "You need to get laid." like trying to think of like how to make this.
Great question, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Yes, maybe. I don't know. There's implications for it. So anyways, that's how we end this chapter, pretty much. I mean, anything else? I mean, get a lot of exposition between Gareth and Gawyn. I mean, obviously Gawyn admits to Gareth that he's the enemy, but he's also says that he's no longer, siding with them anymore.
Yeah, because Gareth's like, I thought there was somebody in my own camp that was sitting here betraying me, and now I know it was you.
It was you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gareth said a tough spot. He's like, I don't know what to do with you. Like,
yeah.
Like you're an enemy combatant now. But he's like, Gawyn says and gives his word, and this is where their history comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's like, I give you my word that was me, but that's not me now. I'm telling you right now, my sole mission is Egwene. Mm-hmm. Then Garrett's like, what about, the word that you gave, the oath that you gave to go be number 2 for your sister? And he's like, that could still happen. She's fine for now. Egwene first, and then I'll go take care of that.
What he said was, I'm going to drag Gawyn out. And he was like, I'd actually like to see that.
Yeah.
I'll take you at your word. Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, he's like, this will be entertaining. You have my blessing.
Yeah. Go for it. Fun times. All right. Anything from this before we get to a big reveal in the next chapter?
I just go to my initial comment of how I know we like to crap on Gawyn. This chapter, I don't disagree with anything he did.
It was a redemption chapter for Gawyn.
Yeah, it might lead. Who knows where it leads? Maybe he makes dumb decisions down the line. But like at this point,
my favorite character.
Just when I
don't know if I'll give him that.
You couldn't get any dumber. You go and totally redeem yourself.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nah. Anyway, chapter 25, In Darkness. Oh, Shiriam.
It's official.
Did you guys see this one coming?
Yeah,
I thought we did. We hinted it. Although I danced back and forth because I also suggested maybe Shiriam should be the temporary Ironman.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How could she be so heartless? So heartless. Well, the funny thing is that she's been dominated now by 2 different dark friends.
Yeah. Am I missing that? Yeah.
Forsaken, and it's never revealed in those moments that she herself is a dark friend.
Yeah.
The way they portray her is that she's just this poor soul,
compelled or manipulated,
compelled or manipulated. So she's doing all this against her own will. There were moments in there where I was like, she seems too self-serving, even in what she's doing. So it made me think maybe she is a dark friend. And I think we had that conversation, and we've always been on the fence with her because for just as self-serving as some of the things are, it's never really got her ahead. I mean, that being said, she did become the keeper of the Chronicles.
Yeah, we can go way back to the Great Hunt so it's book 2 when the Gray Man tries to assassinate Nynaeve, and they come outside to see the Gray Man dead with the dagger, and Shiriam comes around the corner and is like, oh, you guys just carry on. I'll take care of this.
Yeah.
I remember that felt a little odd, but not enough to like, I don't know. At that point, we weren't thinking this.
Well, then it makes you think, like, why did she kill the Gray Man? Who was she serving in that moment that did not want those girls messed with?
Yeah.
I remember all the different Forsaken have different abilities and conjure different things, and they weren't working together.
It makes you think, how long has the schism been planned for the White Tower? Because her whole goal, it was admitted that her whole goal was to split the tower.
Right. Yep.
And to put Egwene in that place because they needed a girl in charge that wouldn't get
that they can control. Yeah.
Yep. But now the Forsaken are coming in saying, get rid of her.
We messed that one up.
Yeah.
We didn't realize they said something like we didn't realize it was a woman in girl's clothing or something like that, or in a girl's disguise.
Yeah, we needed a child. She must be deposed.
Yep.
Which high five to Gawyn. That's quite the compliment from some dark friend and Forsaken
friend character. Who is this again? That's in the tower right now. Is it not Mogadine?
Morden?
Morden. No, it's not Morden. It's a female.
Oh, who's how do you pronounce her name? Messina.
Messina. There we go. So like she's the one that's been holed up in the White Tower manipulating things. And so she's finally like revealed herself to Shiriam and as this dark figure. So at first I thought maybe it was the what is the darn thing called? The same
Fade?
thing that visited, the Fade, whatever.
Shadow Haran.
Haran. That's what I thought it was at first, because it was just described as a jet black figure that was using powers and nobody noticed. But then I realized she was just inverting all of her weaves and stuff, so nobody would pick up on it.
Yeah. We were inverted.
Yeah.
Bullshit, man. No, it's really cool. I got a great Polaroid of it.
But she also thought at first, she realized it's not Halima who she had been meeting with, who, of course, Halima,
that she thought she was free from.
Yeah.
She was free for 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, yeah. So you need to keep having those meetings until around Riyadh. But how are you guys doing that? And she's like, oh yeah, we have.
No, she said stop having those meetings.
Stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what. She stopped having the meetings and says proceed to ask how they have the meetings. And she's like, yeah, we got a bunch of these terrango we made, and they're like, and she's like, ooh,
you need to collect those.
Weavers.
You got 1 day to steal all of them.
Yeah.
For real. You got 3 days, and for every one that you don't get, I take a toe or I take a finger. That's jacked up. She's like, damn, I knew I should have lied. I knew I should have told her there was less here.
Mm-hmm.
She's going back and forth in her mind, like, should I tell her there's only 2 or 3, or should I tell her about all
dangerous to lie to Forsaken, though.
Yeah, well, there's that part.
Or as she calls them, chosen. Fun times. But yeah, so I don't know. But she's still the keeper of the Chronicles. She's worked her way into so not only is the Keeper of Chronicles in the White Tower under Elida is a dark friend that we know, now also the Rebel Sedai, the second in charge, is also a dark friend.
Yeah, we've talked about this. It's not always, you don't always get in the most prominent position. You get in those areas of extreme influence where you're kind of behind the scenes and all eyes aren't on you, but you have just as much influence, if not more, to hint and nudge and suggest, and you got your finger on the pulse of everything.
Or as Alan calls them, chosen.
Shadow pals.
Shadow pals.
Dinner guest.
Yeah, friends.
They're friends.
My brother from another mother.
But yeah. So any thoughts about this, or any more kind of revelations, or anything here? How many dark black, how big is the Black Aja? Do you guys think?
But we find out it's bigger. Yeah, there's once they finally all reveal themselves, they're going to realize, oh, there's more of us than there are not Black Aja.
Quite girthy.
Yeah.
I mean, that free T-shirt that you get by,
everybody got sold on the free T-shirt.
It's how they got, so kids these days will never know, but like back in the day when Ian and I went to college, they used to allow this. Actually, a lot of schools have banned it, where the credit card companies can't do this, but literally they would have credit card companies like first week of school come out and hand out free T-shirts if you sign up for credit cards. And 18-year-old kids that don't know any better, like, oh, I'll get a free T-shirt, and
they're still in debt. It's never stopped.
Yeah, like horrible term credit cards. Just like, yeah, you guys have no credit. You need to build your credit. You get a free T-shirt. Here you go.
Look, 25%. That's less than 30. And they're like, oh man, you're right. It is less than 30. What a deal.
Like a knife to the heart.
Yep. Free T-shirt. That's I'm still convinced it's how the Black Aja recruits. It's just like free T-shirts. A $1 trial for your first week of Black Aja Club. Yeah, it's get a free 30-day trial. Just give a credit card information here, and you just have to cancel it.
You can cancel anytime, but then you can't find the page where you can cancel.
So I was getting, yeah.
Yep. Or you click on it, the button doesn't work.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I try to cancel things and I still get the pay. Like, what? I thought I canceled this. Oh, but you didn't do the second confirmation of the cancellation that you searched.
So you just close the card.
I know. I've done it before.
Yep. I'm done.
I did that with a gym membership once, where they were like, "You get to add the rest of your gym membership," and I was like, "Well, and if I just close the card, what are you going to do?" It's like, "We'll take you to court." I was like, "That'll cost more money, right?" No, you're not.
Yeah.
Luck. You ain't gonna do crap.
Nope.
So, anyways, they'll threaten it, hoping that you'll pay.
Just like Elida ain't gonna do shit.
Ain't gonna do shit.
Nothing. She can't touch a Gawyn. She just has her locked away.
Black Asha Patreon.
Can't let her out.
We should make the Black Asha Patreon. Yeah, I should do a promotion where you know,
T-shirt.
Yeah. Anyway, so we switched to Gawyn after this. Anything from Sher before we switched over to a Gawyn?
No, I was going straight to Gawyn.
Yep. She's in her cell after locked up 2 days of imprisonment. She's being visited by CN of the White Aja, and explains how the trial's going, how things are gearing up for a trial.
So I got to start with how fucked up I think this situation is already. I was hoping for, maybe assume that with what went down, that would have been enough already for there to be swift movement against Elida. And still they're dragging their feet through, well, the process is this, and then she has a right to that. And technically the offense was this, which isn't really enough to remove her. And also she's still sticking to the thing with you being a dark friend, which means like she was in the right to do it if she could prove that you are. And like even a Gawyn's listening to this going, oh fuck. This still has the potential of not ending well.
Never does.
I could comment here from personal experience.
Have you ever been to court before?
I'm not gonna give specifics at this point. Maybe eventually, but
Ron, where are you? I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Yeah, basically. I've shared some stuff way back in the day of stuff I went through with my divorce and whatnot. And there's been echoes of that in my life, but I could at least get some agreement from Alan. If you could think of the most absurd shit that could happen in court, I've had it happen to me. There's been multiple occasions where at the end the judge speaks and you think it's going to go one way and it goes the other, and they give their reasoning and you're like, what fucking Twilight Zone did we just enter? Like the absurdity of it. And anyways, so yeah, I definitely reading this, there was some personal, no, I get it. The system is fucking broke, even though their system isn't our system. But
right.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. But Gawyn's is like, I don't care really about that. The tower needs to be healed. The last battle's coming. Like, that's what's important. None of this other stuff matters.
And well, her visitor time is being maxed out. So to the credit of everybody else that has been listening to her up to this point, they're making sure that whatever time is allotted that she could have visitors, there's someone there 100% of the time, and they're still talking to her, and there's advice given and taken, and she's still having some influence. There's ears listening.
Yeah.
I still think there's going to be a moment that in her beat up, dusted up condition where she's going to have like all the colors of the Aja on her, and like they proclaim her Amerlin, and boom.
Yeah.
Some Dan Brown shit right there.
We'll see. And that's pretty much what in this chapter. I mean,
yeah.
That's a short one.
Yeah.
I think it's like only 15 minutes in the audiobook. Next one's a little bit longer. The last one we're doing tonight, which is chapter 26, A Crack in the Stone. Which I definitely think this one also resonates with the end with Avienda. And you'll understand when I get there. But yeah, we start with that. We start with Min coming to see Avienda. And Min's, it's this little strange interaction where Min's trying to understand Aiel culture and Toe and things like that.
Because we start with Avienda trying to understand the culture that is going on around her.
Yes.
She's like, we are on the move, and you people cannot get organized. Like the Aiel, we literally can carry everything on our backs that we need. We pack so light.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, like, you need your pots and your pans and your extra shoestrings and 30 outfits and 15 pairs of shoes for 2 nights stay. You're like, what in the world? Like, you need your lipstick and 3 different eyeshadows, and
but we don't all live in dry, arid conditions. I mean, if it's wet and damp, you got to change your socks a couple times a day.
I can call up my mom on this one. There's other people I know like this too. Like where I'll go on vacation and literally I'll take one carry-on, maybe a backpack.
With
like
with extra stuff like that has your extra things in it too.
Right.
Like a spare change of clothes, and it's still fits.
You know, she has the entire like old trunk, you know, like it's just the entire like everything in there. Like, you know, we're gone for 2 days, right?
She's like, and then Avian is thoroughly pissed at herself because she should be helping with the packing to move things along, but instead she is literally moving water from one bucket to the other using her pinky.
Right.
And she's dipping her pinky in and letting it drop.
Yeah.
Dipping her pinky in and letting it drop. And she's like, no, but these wetlanders will never understand the punishment that this is.
Yeah.
How horrendous this feels.
And then we have Min come in where Min's just like, I need to, you know,
like, the fuck are you doing?
Doing toe.
I think we should talk.
She's like, you don't have toe. And she's like, oh, I thought I did, because the whole thing is like, no. And even if you did, like, how would you repay it? It's like, we could fight. And she's like, no, that would give me toe. I can't fight someone that's defenseless. Like, and it's like, I'm pretty good with a knife. And Avina's just thinking, she doesn't say it out loud. She's like, and all the time you're doing the little flashing tricks, I could have slipped 3 times. Like, what are you doing? Like, I want to flash around my knives. Yeah, done. It reminds me of like, and now for something completely different, Monty Python reference, like where it's like they're training the British soldiers, and it's like, now we're gonna learn how to defend against a banana. He pulls out a gun, just shoots them, and now we have learned how to defend against a banana.
Yeah. Any questions?
Any questions?
I'll tell you, Alan. You probably have a different purpose of me being able to relate to Avienda here, but this part where she was like, "Look, man, there might be some shit that you and I have to figure out, and maybe it gets ugly." But like, I can't even deal with that right now. It's not a problem now. Like, the big problem in front of me is this bucket of damn water I got to figure out. Yeah. So let me deal with my shit, and then if we have to deal with it later, we'll deal with it later. Yeah, and that's kind of why I've had to compartmentalize in my life like that. Like, instead of trying to juggle all the fucking shit I got going on, it's like whatever's immediately in front of me, that's it, and everything else I just got to tune out, or else it gets overwhelming.
Well, so, I mean, it just leads up to the point that I was going to make. This reminds me of you, is because Avienda gets so pissed off about this whole conversation with Min. She just like storms out and goes to the wise ones, and she screams, "I work for no man."
But before that, though, they do have that conversation about Rand and how he's dealing with this tremendous amount of pain. And then she's like, well, yeah, he's dealing with his shit. I'm dealing with my shit. He's got to figure it out. When he needs me, he'll come to me. And then he's like, in tow over a man? Never. Like, I'm not going to fight over a man. Like, what are you talking about? That's not my culture. As a matter of fact, we have no problem because my first sister considers you a friend. And so I have to consider you a friend. And we're bonded to him. So we got to share him. So
we're good.
She's like, you're the one with the problem right now. Yeah. But then she's like, well, you know, well, at the end of the day, I also want to know, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you moving this water? Like, I feel like you're being punished for no reason. And that's when she snaps. She's like, you know what?
You know what?
I am being punished for reason.
And I love this scene. She goes to the wise ones and just basically does the whole Ian move. I work for no man. And it's almost like the wise ones turn around and like start a slow clap. Like,
yeah.
You did it. You did it.
Like, took you long enough.
She's like, I have done my duty. I will have no more. And they're like, what you say? She's like, they're like, are you saying you're not going to do our punishment? Yes, I reject your
Are you
punishment.
saying you're equal to us? Are you
She's
saying
So
that
there's nothing left for us to teach you? Like, you got this shit? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She had that intrinsic like panic moment where she's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It's like that moment where you ask that one girl out that you're just not sure about, and then they're like, wait, are you serious? And then you're like, oh shit, I fucked up.
Mhm.
And then she's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll date you. And I was like, wait, what? You will?
Huh?
She's like, yeah, when you gonna pick me up? It's like, oops, I didn't think we get past this part. I have not thought about it. That was the end of moment.
Yeah. But yeah. So we learned that all this was just for exactly that, for no purpose at all. Besides, well, there was a purpose behind it. The purpose was for her to realize that there was no purpose and that she is ready, and all she needs to do is just see herself as an equal.
I think it was Bear that said she took longer than you, Amis.
Yeah.
A wise one must not have another step on her. You have no betters, only honor. Defend your own will. Your words are important.
Yeah.
Like I think we said this early on, or at least maybe I said it to Chanel, but not to you guys, where I was like, she's got to end her own punishment. Like that's really what it comes down to, is they're waiting on her to realize that she's already done enough, that she is enough. Like it's the woman empowerment. So you know, RJ, well, and I would say RJ, but this is probably a Sanderson thing at this point. But because Sanderson definitely loves his heroic women.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I'd actually love to know if this is a RJ or a Sanderson perspective. I didn't think about that before, but we've seen Sanderson make a lot of heroines in his books.
Sure.
But Robert Jordan was all about the boobs, so
yeah.
Thoroughly intrigued.
I'm not sure if this was. I mean, a lot of these books are taken obviously from RJ's notes, so I know a few things that are 100% Sanderson creations, but I also know some things that are 100% RJ's creations. But I don't at this particular, like the little small ones like this, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all inspired by Jordan by some extent. Good point. Oh.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. However, it was, well, it wasn't super obvious. Like Chris, I think you and I were both kind of on the same page as all this started. Like, all right, this is like the final test. And I think it was a few episodes ago, or whenever she started going through this, where it was like, all right, they're effing with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the final battle. You know,
it's hazing.
It's hazing.
It's
hazing. Yeah,
it's hazing at its finest. We're gonna let her torture herself until she figures it out.
Yep. But now she has to go do her final test. They're like, "Yep, you're."
But with her clothes on, so it's not as cool.
Yeah, but they turn their back on her, saying that until you come back from Meridian, normally you have to walk the whole way because we're so far away right now. We'll let you channel the Cold Rock's hold. Here's a little bundle of stuff for you, and
she's like, "I need to get prepared." No. We've had that for weeks waiting on you. We
thought you'd do this like weeks ago. Like
we've been throwing hints your way.
Literally waiting. Like,
she's like, "We thought you had pride, girl." Like that was the part that got me. Is like, we thought you had pride, and that you'd never figure this out. It's like, well, damn, is that an insult or was that a compliment? I'm not sure yet.
Mm-hmm. Backhanded.
Yeah, slightly. But she's like, yeah, go past the pillars again. It will be different because Karn has changed things, but he too has changed. He will need you, and we will need you to help handle him. So hurry up back. Like, get there, get done, get back.
Get done. Yeah. Go on, get.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anything else from that?
Because then we actually get to the interrogation of Shamara, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Shamiran.
Shamiran. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's explaining. Yeah. So it's back into the Rebel Aes Sedai camp. She's explained how she escaped from Tarvalon. Romanda, was still in shock about how she's fallen, and about all the implications of this, and how she cannot see herself as Aes Sedai. Yeah. And meanwhile, while all this is happening, they see. Is it a mouse?
A
It's
roach.
just probably a mouse. There's something.
Well, they see something small kind of moving under the carpet.
Yeah. I love how the scenes are written like this, like where like it's noticed and then it gets brushed aside, and then they keep on talking and like, wait, it moved again. Okay, let's brush it aside, keep on talking. What is that?
And somebody finally said something, and everybody's like, "Yeah, I noticed that too. I think it's a map. No, it's bigger than a. Wait, what?"
What? And we get Michael Bublé.
Hey.
Yes.
Birds flying high. You know how I feel.
Cockroaches coming out the bottom of the tent.
You know how I feel.
What's funny is it seems like there's coinciding moments where there's a dark friend of Forsaken, and then there's a Bublé moment. I still feel like the whole thing with the tower is all our dark friend's doing. Like she's just fucking with him. She's in there just enjoying the good laugh, swapping people's halls and stuff. It has nothing to do with the Dark Lord himself. But to that point, you said something last go around, and I was too tired to really pay attention to it when you said it then. But it creates more sense for me where you said maybe the White Tower is the last Quinn DR.
Like the last big seal, like or maybe the seal.
Yeah, and like maybe he's literally underneath the tower.
Yeah, it's like a puzzle box. It's slowly getting undone.
And that's why we're getting all of this stuff going on in the tower. And that's why there's also such a high concentration of Black Aja, because they've all been there like trying to figure out how to free him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, he's going to be birthed back into the world, and we know that Tarvalon looks like, or that area.
Well, and like, remember, we go back to them talking about how, all right, like the primary mission of Aes Sedai and Tarvalon is to like guard all the seals.
The Watcher of the Seals.
The Watcher of the Seals. Oh, by the way, we don't know where any of them are. Well, fuckers, you've been sitting on the biggest one the whole time.
What is
and
it?
It's just been lost to history.
Is it Watcher of the Seals or Seal singular? Like I had never really paid attention to that.
It's Seals.
Oh, okay.
Seals. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a full circus.
Got to break them. Got to break them all.
Yeah. Well, and then we have the tower broken right now.
Yes.
In multiple factions.
Yeah.
So it started long ago with your Aja. Those are divisions. And then you know, there's been different rebellions, this, that, and the other, but this most recent one, pretty big. So like 2 different sections. But then even within that, there's power plays, and there's Black Aja, and there's Forsaken influencing. So it's like tumbling apart on many levels.
Yeah. And by the way, just to let you know, I do not like roaches. I mean, we get them in our house every now and then just because this area of the city has them. And
when you're near the water and
near the water, they find ways in.
They love mulch.
Yeah, and I have an exterminator that we spray once a month, but or once to the perimeter or whatever. But they still.
And it's the big. We call them water bugs, but they're big and they fly. And they're.
Yep.
We had a friend. I won't say his name, but we had a friend that his room was technically an enclosed garage, but it wasn't. Right, it wasn't perfectly enclosed when they finished it. And they made it into his room often, and he just got used to it. He'd grab them and throw them outside. And we were all hanging out there one time, and it either landed on my arm or somebody else's arm.
It was your arm. Yeah.
We all started freaking out, and like he calmly grabbed it, and he was like, "They're friendly, man. What Like he was just so chill about it.
Yeah, friendly. Like,
yeah.
Well, it's the German ones that are really the problem. So
yeah, the little tiny small ones are the problem. They have like a million. Like there's a million of them. The big ones actually they don't breed the same way. So like you only see a few here and there. They don't have like the little small one. That's when you get like the true infestation where they're like,
if you see one or two, there's about 1,000 behind the wall or somewhere else. Yeah,
that's the German ones. Those are the ones like the black tips.
Yeah.
Those ones everybody's allergic to.
About once a year, we get ants to like find ways into our cabinets.
So every spring, you get those sugar ants that find their way in. They like living underneath your house, and then they find a crack or crevice to come up, and then it's like you can't get rid of them.
Oh no, we just put borax down, and that does the trick.
Yeah, that works. Speaking of a crack or crevice, that's the way that they're going to get in.
Apparently.
Oh, I was wondering where you're going with that. I was like, giggity?
No.
And I love how they just burn the whole tent down. Like that's such a awesome way to handle it. Like see a spider, burn the whole house.
They're like, is there anything in there that you really need? She's like thinking about her journals. She's like, I won't touch them again. And then she starts to weave herself.
Yep. Yeah.
That's how my mother-in-law would do. My mother-in-law would burn their house down over a spider.
Anyone ever play some ant? Yeah, I did play some ant back in the day. You build your ant colony. This was a fun little game.
Yeah, no, I didn't do that.
Yeah. Ants. Never just one ant. No, there's never just one. Oh, you can see like the one random one. The little scout. But if he finds anything, there's gonna be a million the next day. He'll go back and report, be like, yo, we found it. We found the honey. It's a million of them going everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yep, it's up to them now to reunite the tower. So,
yep.
In captivity, we need to unify.
Yeah.
Well.
Anyway, that's pretty much it. I mean,
yeah, that is it. I did see the title of the next chapter. I'm like, that's definitely a Matt chapter.
The Tipsy Gelding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a Matt chapter. We're definitely gonna go have some fun with Matt. He's definitely in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, we're doing 2 episodes next time. But before that, favorite character.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say Gawyn. Mostly because there was the urge to give him crap, and maybe in general that's fair, but I was not opposed to anything he did in his appearance in his chapter. And he showed restraint with fighting those guys. There was, the relationship with Gareth Brand and their back and forth and everything, and there was some nodding of heads in both directions, and there was some tough conversation had, and yeah.
Okay.
I'll give it to him.
Huh.
Okay. He got Chris.
Part of me wants to give it to Shiriam. The other part wants to give it to Abby.
Yes.
And because I mean, Shiriam has literally been leading us in circles for multiple books. Like we had our suspicion, but we were never really convicted.
I never stuck with it. I couldn't.
Yeah, we kept kind of going in circles on it, and she did a really good job of keeping us like hopeful for her. Like I really did think like she was going to be the big advocate to push Gawyn to the next level.
Right.
So yeah, I am. She is my favorite character just for her ability to keep us all hoping.
Yeah. I'll give it to Avienda then.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because Avienda, she deserves it.
So in 2 weeks.
It's about time, Avienda. It's about time.
It's about time.
Yeah.
All right. So in 2 weeks, we'll be doing 2 chapters. So not next week, but the week after, because I do not want to miss these chapters. So because these are some of my just for more. I thought about doing actually a live reading of these, but I'm gonna hold off to a later chapter. But because it's just such a fun chapters. They're fun. So the Tipsy Gelding, chapter 27, and A Night in Hinderstap.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So those were both Matt chapters. Who is
Double
the
Matt?
knight? Yeah, who's the knight though?
Night, like nighttime.
Oh, Nigh. Oh, well, yeah.
Night in.
Oh, Matt's gonna get himself in some trouble, and Tom Mayonnaise is gonna be the one to snitch.
Is that the name of the location that they're near or the town?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and gosh,
Zul's excited about this one too.
yeah.
I will say this is 100%. I think a Brandon Sanderson creation. These chapters. So
he's gonna zazz it up a little bit, a little zing zang zing.
I like how chat's getting excited. Hey, no spoilers in chat, but yes, Ender snap.
Oh, is he gonna spanking some people?
And for this, were we doing any live reaction, or do we get to just read it and be ready?
Yeah, I think this one we can just read. I was going to do a live reaction for this one, but I'm going to save it for another chapter.
No, I'm going to be on the road a lot tomorrow. I think I'm taking off of work. I got some driving to do, and I would love to listen to it. I'm excited to listen.
Some people are not a fan of the Hinderstaff line. I am a fan. I like it, but I get it. TK Moon, not
you'll get a call from me at some point tomorrow afternoon, and I'll let you know what I think.
Okay. Yeah. Ian's glasses glares make me look like I'm asleep. He's asleep. There you go. See? There he is. There it is. There it is.
Ooh.
Traveling to the cornea. Anyways. So yeah, that's pretty much you guys excited for it? 2 weeks. So like next week, I don't want anybody else to do it because I want to do this. I do like these chapters. I am a fan of them.
Yeah, that's fair.
So 2 weeks. But yeah, how you get found is at thewheelreads.com. You can get cool things like t-shirts, frosty mugs, all sorts of fun stuff. Find our Patreon, support us there, Discord, links to social media, all that fun stuff. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment on all the things. It helps the algorithm gods. They are hungry, and that's the only way people find us, especially doing long format on YouTube. So if you listen to us on our podcast, go ahead and go over to the YouTube channel and just like some videos. You don't have to watch. You don't have to re-listen to it on YouTube, but it definitely helps the algorithm. So all that good stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this week.
Until next time.
Peace.
Okay, bye. Thank you for watching The Wheel Reads.
Until next time.
Okay, bye.
Get your Coast Guard certified life-saving device ready and strapped on.
Oh, where are we going tonight?
What kind of strap on you talking about? Sure.